You don't have a daughter. I don't know. Do you have a
I have
daughter?
a daughter.
I have a
You
daughter.
have a daughter.
Yes.
So
They both got daughters.
would you tell your daughter like, hey, I need you to go to school. I need you to get your degree because I don't want you to depend on a man.
No.
Would you push her to say, hey, be married, do this, do that, like just depend on a man?
Me
basically.
personally,
what would you teach your daughter?
Me
Go ahead.
personally, I'm telling my daughter now at 13, the most important thing she can get in life is a good man. More important than your degree, more important than your career, more important than any of that. Because how many celebrities that you know that's rich, famous, got more money than you gonna ever get in your life, have more fame than you gonna ever get in your life, is more beautiful than you ever gonna be in your life, and they're miserable. They don't have a man. They can't keep a man. They're miserable. Look at Taraji P. Henderson. She like 50 right now, going on a vacation, trying to find what the she said, her inner
She
peace.
did say she was unhappy.
Exactly.
I saw
She's
that
famous and rich. Why are you unhappy? You know why? She has no man because you were made to pair with a man. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care how much degrees you got. When you're old and lonely, sitting in that mansion and there's nobody there for you to love, take care of, and you sitting on Instagram seeing all these couples and posting all these somebody's son memes because bitches are dating memes now. They're posting memes of other couples on vacation going, oh yeah, God gonna see me this guy.
Me and somebody's son.
Somebody's
son.
Okay.
That's what you really want. All this money don't mean if he's not there to share it with.
Okay, so my
the money means nothing. The degree means nothing. You need the man.
That was intense.
It was quite intense.
That was extremely intense.
Very.
I'm going to let you go ahead and take it first.
Always send me off first. All right. My take on this is I feel what he's saying, right? We were meant to pair off. We were meant to have a partner in life. That's for men and women. I think that is more of a hybrid situation, though. I think 100% we should be pushing our girls to get an education, get a decent job so that they are able to take care of themselves. Because at the end of the day, we're not back in, the 1920s, 1930s where we went from our parents' home to our husband's home. There's a period of time in there where you have to take care of yourself. And if your sole focus is, let me find a man, what happens if you don't? What happens if it takes you, 10, 15 years to find a partner? You just gonna be out here destitute, struggling on your own. So I think it's a very fine line that you have to walk. Because unfortunately, sometimes as women, if you end up in this like high powered corporate America type job, the boss, then you sometimes don't know how to turn that off when you get home. And so it does make it more difficult to find a mate because it's a little bit more difficult to submit when you're used to being the boss. That's not to say that you can't just because you're in a high power job, but it does make it more difficult. Once again, I think it's a fine line. You find the career that can support you and you build and all those things, but you also have to learn how to be a wife. That still needs to be a part of your goal set. Unless you just don't want to be married, or have a lifelong partner, which for the vast majority of people, I think it's a lie. There are a handful of percentage or whatever of people who simply don't want to be paired up for life. But for the vast majority of us, that's not true. We like to be in delusion saying, I'm fine by myself. But like you said, when you don't even necessarily have to be old. Just having a bad day, it makes a huge difference having someone to run that with. And your friends, your girlfriends, your dudes for guys, it's not the same. And at the end of the day, no matter how close you are at some point in time, it's not going to be the same. At some point in time, you guys are not going to be able to be there for each other. Like I said in previous videos, your girlfriend ain't finna come and wipe your butt when you can't reach back there. Okay? That's not going to happen most times. And that's trivial, but when you're 50, 60 years old, let's just say, you've gotten up in age. And let's say in your youth, you had this amazing job. You had all of these friends. A lot of times as you've gotten older, 50, 60, 70 years old, your friends have gone off and gotten married and had kids. And so they have these other lives, and you're no longer the life of the party because you're 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, and you sitting down somewhere chilling, and now you're not surrounded by all those people and you're alone. We have to stop living in the now and start looking at what our future looks like.
I can go with that. I can go with that. Like I said in the beginning, it was extremely intense, and he believes 100% what he's saying. And I think it's a fine line that we need to kind of walk with that, because
That's what I see.
I understand, but I'm saying it again.
Okay.
So like I was saying, yeah, it's a fine line that we got to kind of walk with that, because as you said, we do need to push, this education, because the thing is, I'm just piggybacking off of what you said. The thing is, there still has to be some sort of balance where I'm able to, or she's able to take care of herself prior to getting into this relationship. If she ever gets in one, she still has to be able to take care of herself. And unfortunately, the way today's world is shaping up, you have to have some type of skill set, even if it's not you've gotten some type of degree or a bunch of degrees. You still have to have some type of skill set, because you can't live off of mom and dad. Unfortunately, the majority of people out here don't have trust funds set up for their kids. That would be nice, but that's not how it is. So she has to be able to take care of herself. I think where the problem comes in, and it's typical and kind of common conversation that we keep having around this type of topic is, okay, if you do these things, if you take these courses, get all these degrees, and just come into this type of lifestyle where, I'm well educated, I have this job and this career, I've done this, I've been here, you kind of run into a situation to where, well, I haven't really prepared myself properly for a relationship. So I think along with you going through life, gathering these things, you still have to have a mindset to where you're developing your relationship mindset. You have to be able to, because if you're doing all these things, people like to treat relationships as if you just fall into one and you know exactly what to do. But that's not how that works. You have to
grow it and develop it just like you do anything else.
Just like anything. Like even, you take jobs, for instance. There has to be some type of training to do a specific job. And the problem is a lot of parents aren't preparing their kids for relationships as much as they're trying to prepare them for college. So you're basically preparing your kids or your children to walk through life single. But you know that that's not how life works.
Right.
And this goes for single parents, and this goes for parents that are married. You have a whole wife or a whole husband, but you're not really preparing your child to experience the same thing that you're experiencing. You're just saying, go get your degree. And this goes for men and women.
Right. Because as parents of boys, we are preparing our boys to be husbands.
Right.
That is, we're preparing them to build a life. Go, if you choose to go to college. College is not a mandatory thing. We tell our kids that all the time. You don't have to go to college, but you have to be able to earn a living. And so you have to have a plan. In addition to that, you also have to have a plan on how you're going to build a relationship for a lifelong partner. Mm-hmm. Whether you get married or you just choose to have a lifelong partner, you still have to know how to be in that partnership, how to be the man in that partnership, how to lead, how to guide, how to provide, and do all of those things that you are supposed to do as someone's husband, father, friend, all of those relationships that just come with life. We cannot just prepare our children from an educational and career standpoint.
Right.
They have to, we like to say, with education, they need to be well-rounded, but they have to be well-rounded in life as well. So you need education, you need career, you need hygiene, you need to know how to cook, you need to know how to clean, you need to know how to be a friend, you need to know how to be a partner, you need to know how to be an employee, you need to know how to be a boss. Mm-hmm. You have to know all of these things because all of these things play a part in your life.
In your adulthood. You know how people like to say that adulting is not fun, adulting is hard. That's because we have been ill-equipped. We were ill-equipped coming into this stage in our life, and a part of that not being equipped is the fact that a lot of us haven't been taught how to be in proper relationships, because you're not supposed to be doing this on your own.
No.
You're not supposed to be doing this on your we are meant to be paired up. That's my belief. You can believe it if you want to. You don't have to. But yeah, I believe that we were meant to be paired up. And if you're not taught how to cooperate and compromise, then you won't do well in relationships. And unfortunately, that is the majority of people. That's why there's P in the dating pool. And unfortunately, we have to figure out a way out of this thing quickly, or
our kids are screwed.
Right. We're going to be looking at the same cyclical thing that we've been going through. Now, I can't say that I completely agree with him saying that the most important thing for a woman to do is to find a man, because the question becomes, does it work the same way the other way around? I would say that the majority of the people would probably say no, that believe this. And that's not the only thing that kind of throws this argument, this type of thinking off the rails. I would say the fact that we have to come to a point to where we're taking our daughters, which we don't have. We don't have daughters. We have a goddaughter.
We have sons and a goddaughter.
Who we have conversations with also. But we have to come to the point to where, like we said before, that you are teaching them to be self-sufficient, but also teach them how to conduct themselves within their relationship, what to expect. Well, let me take that back. Not what to expect, but what a partner should be doing for them. I know that's still in the ballpark of expectations, but you can't just enter into a relationship and just allow a partner to do whatever they want to do. So there has to be some type of mindset or thinking of what a partner should be bringing into a relationship. So you have to have that in play. And you also have to have in play, okay, so what should I be doing to add to this relationship? Because people, and you know, this is something that floats around. People like to say, well, relationships are 50-50. And then you have the people that say, well, actually, it's 100-100. I want to lean towards more of the 100-100. That's me. If I give all of what I've been taught and you give all of what you've been taught, right? As long as we've been taught properly, then the relationship should really have no reason to fail.
I mean, if you've been taught properly, yes. But, you know, you have in the majority of cases, that is not the case. Most have not been taught properly. So you're going to bring what you know and I'm going to bring what I know. And together we're going to create what works for us.
Right.
And we, you know, I may take out 5% here and you take out 10% there. And over there, you remove another 2%. And, you know, we bring it together to piece together what we have.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but to add back to what the the actual message that he was bringing, that is the most important thing for the woman to find a man. It is, to me, still very important for you to find a mate.
it is.
The most important off the bat, no, but it's up there. And I think it's up there for both, because I think that your mate helps develop you in ways that you couldn't do yourself.
I have to agree with that.
So you have to find the right mate.
Right.
To be able to bring that specific type of thing out of you to help you get to that 100%, which you'll never make 100%, but you know, you'll reach new heights that you wouldn't have reached by yourself. So, you got anything to add?
No, I think we hit everything.
Think so?
Yeah.
I think we hit everything too. So, as always, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Night.